Hi, I'm back. I've been wanting to get on here, but then I get shy and then I think about it too much. But then I'm like, well, I'm already putting myself out there anyway. But I just wanted to give you guys an update of me and baby Juliana. I think we've been having some good days so far. Me, myself, managing my depression. I think I've been doing good. I'm keeping myself more busy these days. Like I write more to her now, so I make that a daily thing to write to her in the morning. That way she gets every thought I have and there's no interruptions. So I'm writing to her while I'm pumping, so that keeps me busy too. So I think I have some good news and some kind of like bad news. So we'll start off with the good news. So the nurses, because they've been feeding her and she's been taking more of my milk now, the nurses now want me to bring in more of my milk. So that's good. That's really good news because my freezer was already getting filled up. So that means I get to bring her more milk so she can have some over there. And that makes me really happy because that's going to help her. Obviously, it's helping her grow stronger and faster. And that's really good. And it keeps me happy and it keeps me motivated to keep pumping because sometimes even at the beginning when she wasn't taking my milk, I was kind of feeling like, well, why am I even pumping? But now it obviously it's helping her a lot, and so that makes me happy, and it reminds me to eat really good and eat um, throughout the day because at the beginning I was so devastated. I was so numb and I would feel like so dead inside that I would forget to eat. So my husband would pretty much almost feed me in my mouth. So that's gotten better too. And I'm managing or I'm working my week because I want to do something every day. Well, including seeing her, I see her every day. I see her twice a day. I spend most of my mornings with her at the hospital, and then I'll go back in the evenings with my husband when he gets off of work. We go back and we see her together. So I really like that. I've also been able to hold her more now. So it's been 3 times that I've been able to hold her, and that makes me so happy. Like whenever I hold her, I feel like a big sense of peace in me and I can stay there forever. And I pretty much spend my whole time kissing her and talking to her, and she's smiling more now, and that makes me so happy too. She's more alert, and I feel like she already knows who I am. um but whenever I walk up to her now, I don't even like I walk up to her and she's if she's sleeping, she's like opening her eyes little by little, and like that makes me feel so cool because it's like she senses that I'm already there. So that makes me really happy. um, what else is good? I think I want to mention too that as far as my depression is going, like I said, I'm keeping myself busy, so I'm making sure that I do something every day, including seeing her. Tuesdays there's a postpartum group, a meetup, so I meet with them, and I really like being there because I get to meet other moms that were pretty much going through the same thing with uh, different stories, but I like what they said, build a mom tribes, and that makes me feel really close to them, and I like building new friendships. I think I've always liked making new friends, and when you have something in common, it just makes it um, much nicer. And right now, this is what we have in common, so it makes me feel safe to be in that environment where I can really be myself, express myself exactly how I feel, cry if I want to cry, and no one's judging me. So that feels really nice. So on Tuesdays, I have that. Um, and then I also have on Tuesdays, I meet up with my lactation consultant, and she makes me feel cool too because it's we're all talking about breast milk and how I'm doing really good. And so that helps me a lot. And she gets to see the baby too. Um, I also see on Wednesdays, I see the NICU parents. So we do scrapbooking there. And that I really like going to because of all the pictures I've been taking. I'm able to print and I'm making a scrapbook as I go. And then I also get to meet other parents that are preemie parents. So that's where we got to meet couples that are struggling. And right now, our group is getting small because babies are able to go home, but some of them were there for a long, long time. So I know when we first got there, we had met parents that said that their kid was there for like 85 days or something like that. So I was like so sad when I heard that, but they pretty much they were really nice and they even gave me their numbers. They told me like if you guys ever want to talk, meet up, let us know, and we understand how it is. So that was really nice too, and that's how we're able to make our circle bigger. So that's another thing that I do. And then on Thursdays I meet up with my therapist, and that's where I talk to her to everything freely about what's going on in my life and what's going on throughout the week. And we talk about Julie too. So that's been keeping us busy. It's keeping me busy too. So I pretty much have Mondays and Fridays like kind of open, but not really because I do stay at the hospital for a long time. So I like spending time with my baby. I think somebody told me one day like don't feel bad if you don't go to see your baby, you need to take breaks. And that kind of made me feel like but what am I gonna do if I don't see my baby? Like that's me being a mom, like being with my baby. So if I can be with her every day, I'm gonna be with her every day. And the fact that she recognizes my voice now, it just is so awesome. And I just want to be with her all the time. um this past weekend, we even made close friends with my stepdaughter's coach, and we got close with them too. And there we got to meet up and watch a football game, and they were pretty cool. And now we're close, so it feels really nice. Like it feels like our friendships are getting bigger, and they're just nice all around. Like we're able to tell our story, and people are able to connect and understand, and that feels really cool. Um, I think that's a bit of good news overall. Some not so good news is that baby Julie's lungs are still not healing, so she still has the chest tube, and so I've only been able to hold her 3 times since we started, and I wasn't able to hold her the rest of the week because they had to put an IV line. And it was funny because when I went to the hospital that morning, before anybody told me anything, as soon as I walked up to her bedside, she had the saddest little face, and she just looked so sad. And I knew something was going on, but it was funny because I just started crying. Like I saw that my baby, she didn't look happy, and she's normally more alert now, like I said. And so then the nurse came up to me and she said, "Oh, we had to put an IV line because we might need to transfuse her because she's desetting," which means that she's been having more events now where she's kind of um, her oxygen goes really low, and so she'll end up to stop breathing. So that's when they call them events. So they had to transfuse her. She already got more blood, but when I walked up to her, she had like the biggest little pout, and I cried with her because she was in pain, and I was crying with her. And so today, the doctor's gonna talk to my husband and I when we go to the hospital later on, because her lungs are not healing, and she's had that chest tube on for too long now. And they're trying to see about two options. So one of them is if they inject her with like a silicone gel, and so pretty much that'll block the little hole or close the little hole. um, and that's that. But it does come with some short-term side effects. I know he mentioned one of them is like skin irritation or something like that, which doesn't sound as bad, but like they told us it's kind of like a new thing, so they want to read up more on it before they talk to us. So that's why we're gonna go over there again later. And then the other one, which is a lot more scary, is the wait until she's a little bit bigger, like while she stays at the hospital, and they're gonna perform surgery, and which sounds a lot more invasive, and well, it is more invasive, and I wouldn't want that to happen to her. But I'm really hoping her lungs heal in the next couple of days. I don't know. I'm hoping for a miracle because that's pretty much what we're going to talk about later on with the doctor. So we'll see how that goes. That does have me worried. I just want her to get better. I feel like if she does have that surgery, she'll just stay there even longer, which scares me more. Um, if you guys saw, Julian was able to hold her too, so that was pretty cool. I was able to record that, and I wish I recorded when the nurse took the baby away from him because she cried, and it was so cute because she loves her dad. I always knew she was gonna be a daddy's girl, so she's so cute. I love her so much. Oh my gosh! And then the nurse told me that I hope not, but if she's there till Halloween, we can bring her a little costume. I'm like, no, I want her to be spending Halloween with us. Like Halloween is like my favorite festive day. So if I could have her dress up here, that'd be like more better, obviously. So I've been having more friends reach out to me. Like, we got this changing table donated by my friend Husti, and thank you so much, Husti. She also got me some cool baby dresses, so I really like that. And I just want to say thank you and remind you that if you're going through the depression like I am postpartum, you are not alone. You can reach out to me and message me, and I'm always here to listen. um, just remember to be kind with each other. And oh my gosh, I want to mention this too before I forget. I made my stepdaughter cry, and I feel kind of bad, but it's okay. I should start over. So we have two chinchillas. We have Mr. Butters, who's a boy, and we have Betsy, who is a girl. So we got her, I believe we got her this year, earlier this year, and she was always feisty, and she never got along with Mr. Butters because Mr. Butters, we've had him for a longer time, and when we got her, we thought, okay, they're gonna have babies and blah blah blah. So, but they never got along, so we had to separate them. But they were good. My husband's always been an animal lover, and he loves his chinchillas, so he takes really good care of them. And even when they hated each other, we made sure to keep them apart. As long as they were apart, both of them were happy. And so just the other day, he had picked her up and he was showing her to me. And today I was sleeping and he wakes me up. It's like super early because he goes to work really early. And he says, Betsy's dead. And I said, what? Like, I'm still super sleepy. And he said, like, yeah, she's not moving. She's dead. And I told him, are you sure? Like, what would happen? Because it's so weird that she would die. But he ends up bringing her to me, and obviously sure enough, she's like super dead. She's just like not moving. Her little tail's like super straight and stiff, and he's like trying to shake her and she's not moving. So he was really sad, and he's like, oh, I want to bury her. I'm like, but where are we going to bury her? Like, we live in an apartment complex. If we were to bury her, the freaking kids that are living here, they would find her. And like, I don't know. And then I mentioned his nana's house because she lives close to us, but it's like, okay, it's Friday. It's super early. You got to go to work. Like, when will that happen? So he ended up getting rid of her just like that. And so I even mentioned to him, maybe Alessandra won't notice my stepdaughter. And so he's like, okay, we'll see. So he goes to work, and sure enough, morning comes and I feel Alessandra wake up, so I'm just washing my face to get myself ready to take her to school. And so she's like screaming my name. She's like, Christian. And I said, what's up? And then she goes, oh, Betsy's gone. She ran away. And I just go to her room and I see that my husband didn't put her cage back. He just left it open. I'm like, oh crap, that's why she noticed that she's gone. I want to say that she would not have noticed, but she obviously did notice. And so I just sat on her bed and I didn't, like, I had a smile, but like a nervous smile. When I get nervous, I'll smile sometimes. So sometimes that may seem rude, but that's just like a nervous smile. And so, but anyways, I told her, Ale, I have to tell you something. And then she just looked at me and I just kind of, I didn't even know how to say it, but I just said, Betsy's passed on. And she just stayed quiet. And she looked sad for a while. And then I told her, your dad found her this morning and she wasn't moving. So I don't know how she died, but she's passed on now. And she looked really sad, like she got pouty too. And then that moment, I asked her, like, do you want a hug? And she said yeah. And I just hugged her really tight and we kept hugging for a long time. But that was a moment that I share with my stepdaughter this morning too. Um, I kept myself busy this morning. I dropped her off and then I went to the mall with my sister and my niece because her quinceañera is coming up. And so since she had a photo shoot today, we went to the stores to get her some outfits. And I've always thought that I've been like a stylist. I may not dress like a stylist, but I've always liked fashion. And so I was pretty much the one that helped pick out her outfits. And she looked pretty cool, pretty cute. So I was happy to do that. And then because the quinceañera is coming up, I figured I need to buy my stepdaughter a dress and hopefully that'll make her feel better about today too. So when she comes home with her dad, I'll show her her dress. I got her a dress, a little cardigan to go with it, and some nice shoes. So hopefully that cheers her up a bit because she was really sad this morning. So yeah, that was a mom thing, I guess. Um, So I told my husband that he better take care of Butters because he loves animals and he still wants to get the bearded dragon for Ale, and he wants to get a parrot in the future too, and a dog. So we had a snake before, but he had to get rid of it. I told him he had to get rid of it because of me having a baby, and that was not going to be cool in the house. So other than that, it's been a good week. So if you get to see this, you'll get to see my update. And hopefully, when I get back on, I come with some good news. Or most likely with baby Julie, she's gonna have that silicone gel thing in her lung. So I'll just educate myself more on that. And like I said, I'm really hoping her lungs heal in time because they want to give her more time, but at the same time, no, because she's had that chest tube on for so long. And that's why, too, I wasn't able to dry breastfeed her earlier this week. I was supposed to with my lactation consultant, but because she still has that, it's going to be a lot of moving. So right now, it just works if we have her holding her to our chest without moving her so much. So we'll see. That'll get taken care of this weekend. So that's why I'm saying hope they're probably just gonna do that silicone gel. So if they do, I'm hoping it goes good. And but yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. Like I said, if you wanna keep reaching out to me, please do so. Um, I like hearing from other people. It makes me feel good. And like I said, don't be afraid to express yourself. Like I'm afraid, but I'm doing it. And from the feedback that I get, I know you guys are interested in Julie's too. So hopefully this helps keep you guys informed. And um, hopefully maybe you can keep her in your prayers. I know a lot of people tell me they pray for her and my family, so I'm grateful for that. And hopefully you can keep praying for her so that her lungs heal faster. So, with that in mind, I'll let you guys go, and I'll meet you guys. I'll see you guys here next time. Thank you.